Mobility Work also offers the possibility to create your own machines. As such, you don't have to rely on the tree structures that goes, I have a factory, a line, a machine, the machine's engine. It works just like a search engine, as you can directly type what you are looking for. For example, let's take a Leroy Sommer LS80 reference motor. It is very easy and quick to create the equipment sheet manually. First of all, enter the equipment's name, which contains the reference, the brand, the model, the location, etc. This information will then allow you to find it from the search. You can also add a photo. The description field works the same way. Enter the model, the power, voltage, intensity. You have a single description field to facilitate the search, whatever the type of equipment. Our application uses the APIs of Google Translation, which allows you to take a picture of a motor's nameplate from the mobile app and to retrieve all the characters. While in the equipment sheet, enter the cost center, which corresponds to a geographical or financial breakdown of your equipment. You can most often find it in your ERP. This allows you to carry out analysis of your cost centers. It is also possible to add tags, to categorize your equipment, to link them to each other, to choose to set its confidentiality to private or public, or to specify if it's a spare part. If you have an ERP, SAP for example, to manage your stocks, you can use the article code and automatically copy all the values from your ERP, minimum and maximum stock, unit price, and so on. Thus, a technician will be able to access all the information from your ERP without having to connect to it. It is also possible to output these parts in two ways. In the ERP system, before sending them back to Mobility Work. In Mobility Work, to return information on the quantities used every day thanks to the article code. Once the piece of equipment has been created, you can go on its sheet to see its photo, name, description, the time spent on it, all its components, the history, etc. If you have integrated them, you will find all the intervention histories. There are 3 levels of confidentiality: your factory, your industrial group, and the public community. I can make sure that only the teams in my factory or those in the group to which I belong have access to the machines. I can also choose to make this data accessible for the entire Mobility Work community. If you choose to set your equipment to public, the name of the company that owns the equipment will be hidden and it will be impossible to identify. Here's why it's important to share such information. If I have the same robot as you in my factory and that I have a problem with a suction cup, I can rely on the community. Finally, you may own 1 or several million euros machine that you prefer to leave in private because you don't want to exchange information on them. But if one day you encounter a common problem on a sensor, on a pump, on a motor, or whatever, then you can decide to share information about that machine with the community in order to rely on them for help.